Man, tangles are the worst. Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're brand new here, hi, my name's Courtney, and I love using tips and tricks from the Curly Girl method to improve the health of my hair. And today we are talking all about tangles and how I deal with them. So if that sounds interesting, fun, and entertaining to you, or at least helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It helps me out. Also, go ahead and subscribe and click that notification bell if you have more interest in learning about what I do to my hair and how I use the Curly Girl method to improve the health of my hair. But without further ado, let's get into why you came, what I do for tangles. Alright, I don't know about you guys, but when I first started doing the Curly Girl method, I started noticing even more tangles than usual. But let's be honest, my hair was already prone to tangles before I started doing the Curly Girl method. And part of that has to do with my geography. I live in an incredibly dry, windy part of the United States. Also, my hair is incredibly fine. So I have a bunch of hair, but each individual hair strand itself is incredibly narrow. I don't have a wide, big, coarse hair shaft. I have a narrow one. So fine, in fact, that when I hold a single strand out to the side of my head and roll it between my fingers, I cannot feel it unless I pull hard enough that I can feel it tugging at my root. Like, I have no idea if I'm holding a hair or not. Incredibly fine hair is more prone to tangling. Also, if you have a much tighter curl pattern, your hair will be more prone to tangles as well. Good example is my sister. She's got some gorgeous curls, and my goodness, her hair is constantly trying to spiral around itself, and that just is a recipe for knots. So your hair type will definitely lend to its tangliness or not. Also, if you've started doing the Curly Girl method and you have noticed that your hair is way more tangly than it used to be, there may be a big factor to that. If you are brand new here and you've not even heard of the Curly Girl method, first off, go check out the Curly Girl Handbook by Lorraine Massey. It is an amazing resource with some really good basics for starting to treat your wavy curly hair differently than straight hair. But real quick, I'll cover the basics of the Curly Girl method. Essentially, you start treating your hair very gently, and you remove sulfates, silicones, and drying alcohols. Well, guess what? This middle one, silicones, is the hair care industry's beautiful band-aid. It is an ingredient that will mask any damage in your hair. Silicone actually coats the outside of your hair shaft, and if there's any places that are rough or damaged, it will just coat those and then allow your hair to glide past itself while covering up the problem. So if you have eliminated all silicones from your hair care and all of a sudden your hair feels incredibly tangly, guess what? Your hair is just not lying to you anymore. Your hair care products aren't covering up the problem. Your hair is showing you just how damaged it was. I remember when I first started, I was really just pretty sad because my hair felt so dry and bad. Like, there you go. There's a picture of what my hair looks like when I first started. Ooh, lots of bleach damage. Years and years of blow frying my hair straight. There were no more silicones covering up the damage in my hair. So I could really feel like where the damage started. My roots were fairly smooth, but then I would hit right about here and I couldn't get my fingers through my hair anymore. So much damage. Also, for fun, before starting this video, I thought it'd be fun to check in YouTube how to deal with tangles. And over and over and over and over again, I saw video after video recommending using copious amounts of coconut oil in your hair as a hair mask beforehand. And I'm not gonna lie, I totally did this before doing the curly girl method. And here is my issue with coconut oil. I personally am allergic to coconut in real life. I don't have any other life. But if I eat coconut, it makes me really, really itchy. And when I would do these coconut oil hair masks, I wasn't putting two and two together, and I would get incredible bumps and rashes on my scalp. It was not fun. Also, my other issue with coconut oil is that it is one of those ingredients that a lot of people's hair reacts to badly, especially the raw, organic, cold-pressed, non-GMO, magical unicorn, all the buzzwords, coconut oil that everyone recommends for you to put on your hair. That can have some proteins, sometimes even coconut shell, and other ingredients in it that can make your hair feel dry and stiff, almost like protein overload. If you wondered what the heck I'm talking about, I talk about protein moisture balance in those videos. So for me, using those coconut oil hair masks as a pre-poo is just not an option. Pre-poo meaning before you shampoo. Pre-shampoo, pre-poo. Okay? Cool. But I have found that one of the ways that I can actually really help my tangles is to use the Innate Life Rose Hair Elixir, targeted on knots. So I get really bad tangles right here at the nape of my neck. Very commonplace for people to get tangles. Also, I get tangles right here because this is the part of my hair that is the most fine. And what I will do is I will take a drop, maybe not even a drop, just the tiniest touch of this oil, get it on my fingers, and then work it into the knot. And I find that I'm able to finger detangle that knot out of my hair without causing excessive damage to my hair. Using my fingers and making sure to go slow is the best option. If you feel that knot tightening on itself, you might want to readjust how you're loosening that knot. I have had this bottle for months, by the way, and I have only used that much. So you really do not need much of this. It's incredibly concentrated and incredibly, incredibly effective. It also doesn't contain any coconut oil, so winner there. And using an oil targeted on places where you tend to get knots will, over time, help those places be less susceptible to tingling. And that oil really does penetrate into the hair shaft. It is full of penetrating oils, not sealing oils. It goes in underneath the hair shaft. Your hair will soak it up. I usually will finger detangle the night before I wash my hair, and I will leave that oil in my hair overnight, and over time it does help. I have applied that oil to all of my hair, and I think I used like maybe 4 or 5 drops when I did that. It worked great. As a pre-poo, I feel like it really helped soften my hair and make it less dry and brittle feeling, which then in turn gave it some more flexibility and elasticity, and that was good. So that's one way to deal with tangles. I really like using that oil as a dry detangling agent. Now, there is a big debate. Should you detangle your hair on dry hair because your hair is way more susceptible to damage when it's wet, or should you detangle your hair when it's soaking wet and full of conditioner, because dry detangling is just the worst? I say try both. Use your intuition and figure out which works best for you. All I can do is share my experiences with you. And tell you what I have picked up and I have noticed. I have done both. I have dry detangled my hair and I have detangled my hair when it's soaking wet, full of conditioner. And in my experience, when I dry detangle my hair, I feel like I am causing more damage to my hair when I dry detangle. But if I use that oil and I go slow, I really don't feel any tugging, any tearing, and I feel the tangles come out without any of that ripping. Anytime you rip your hair, this is what it would look like under the microscope. Not a pretty sight. And I found that not all conditioners worked in my hair to be able to detangle my hair when it was soaking wet, full of conditioner. There are some conditioners that have a lot of slip for my hair, and some that actually make my hair feel like it's seizing up. And that's not a good feeling. You don't want your hair to feel like it seizes up when you put your conditioner in it. You want it to feel super slimy and seaweed-esque and kind of like snot. That's a good thing. Snot-like hair means all the tangles are falling out. And there are two conditioners that have really done that for me. And they are the Mop Top Daily Conditioner. I have actually used this all up and I'm sad. But I found when I first started using this early on, doing the Curly Girl method, because this is a Curly Girl method approved conditioner, my hair almost felt like I had used silicones on it. It gave me that same sensation without the silicones. My hair would be detangled for days. And I really started digging into the ingredients to try and figure out which ingredient in here was causing my hair to feel so deliciously slippery even once it was 100% dry. And what I came up with is that this conditioner contains silk amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. They're not the entire protein themselves. They are the building blocks. So they're really, really very small. But they have similar properties to proteins in that they try to help reconstruct the hair. So these tiny little silk amino acids are going to attach themselves to little places in your hair that are damaged. They're not going to reconstruct the damage, but they're just going to kind of like put a little bit of a patch on it and help start smoothing it out. So my hair personally loved this product, and I have found that other products that contain silk amino acids, my hair responds similarly to. So this conditioner is amazing. You should check it out. And the other conditioner that I have tried that might even be more slippery than the Mop Top is the Anasi Soothing Mint Conditioner. Boy howdy, when I put this stuff in my hair, the tangles just completely melt out. Now, a trick to detangling your hair with conditioner in it is to slap this on your hair, glaze it over, start squishing it in, start finger detangling your hair a bit, and if you hit a section that is really, really stuck, first make sure that that particular tangle itself has a good amount of conditioner. Maybe not copious amounts, but like make sure it didn't accidentally get missed. Maybe add a tiny bit of conditioner to that really tangly spot, and then add a palmful of water to it, and you will grab that tangle and squish water into it with the conditioner. And I have felt more tangles melt out that way by adding a little more conditioner and a little more water to it. It's magic. Using a conditioner that your hair likes, and more water, more conditioner. It's awesome. Also, tangles aren't always the sign of damage, but if your hair is damaged, you will most certainly have more tangles. So, a big trick to minimizing tangles is kind of prevention. I don't know where I heard this, but it was a genius analogy. When you start doing the Curly Girl method, you start treating your hair like your grandmother's finest silk. You treat it so delicately, and it's that mindset that over time will help your hair heal and decrease tangles overall. Guys, when I tell you that Tangles have been my nemesis for the majority of my life, I am not joking. What is happening here is that I have, over time, implemented elements into my hair care routine that have greatly minimized the damage to my hair. First off, I have cut out heat. I no longer heat style my hair. Secondly, I have quit using my old school hair ties, and I have started using these things that we used to wear on our wrists that were like super cool and was our keychain. Now I use them as hair ties. Just kidding. This is called an Invisibobble. I think this is the Invisibobble Power. I prefer the Power ones because these hold it better. Secondly, I have gotten rid of all of my old brushes that had really stiff bristles. Those were not good for detangling your hair. I now exclusively use a brush by the Perfect Hair Care Company. The bristles are super, super flexible. I don't feel any snagging on my hair. I better not brush out my hair. That's another thing I have started doing. I don't dry brush my hair anymore, even if I'm starting at the bottom and working my way up. One, because it breaks up all of my beautiful curls or waves, whatever you want to call them. But I do use this brush to finish distributing the conditioner through my hair. So I will apply the Mop Top Daily Conditioner or the Anasi conditioner to my hair. I will finger detangle. If there's any spots that need an extra bit of love, I will add a little bit more conditioner and squish some water in there. But once my hair is thoroughly finger detangled, then I will go in with the brush and finish distributing that conditioner. I really feel like that grabs any stray straggler hair and pulls it into the slimy hair clumps of conditionery goodness and makes sure that my hair over time is being more thoroughly conditioned. It's also nice to continue to brush your hair, and this is a great option because flexible bristles. Another thing that I have quit doing since starting the Curly Girl method is that I no longer use a very heavy terry cloth towel. In fact, for months and months and months, I used a cotton t-shirt that I stole from my husband and accidentally washed with the red towels so it turned pink. And he didn't want it back after that. So I got to keep this cotton t-shirt for a very long time. And that is what I used to dry my hair. It was so much more gentle, but I'd be lying to you if I told you that I was still using a cotton t-shirt. I, for a very long time, have been terribly, terribly hooked on the Perfect Hair Care towel. Yes, mine is still wet from me using it today. This is a microfiber towel, but it does not have those microfiber loops on it. You can actually run your hand over it and your hand doesn't catch on it. I know a lot of people recommend microfiber towels with like loops on them, but most of them I run my hand on it and it's like grabbing at every dry flake on my hand. And if it's doing that to my hand, I know that there are places on my hair that it could be grabbing to too and roughing up and causing problems, damage, frizz. So it's really cool that this product is like a t-shirt in how thin it is and how soft and smooth it is, but each individual fiber is the microfiber quality, so it has the ability to soak up 10 times its weight in water. This thing soaks up so much water and it's so gentle on the hair. Even if you don't want to do the Curly Girl method, all the styling and the gel and the scrunching and the hoopla, get the towel. This is one of those products that I really wish that I had had from the very beginning. Heck, even before the beginning of starting to really take care of my hair. It has been an incredible asset. Hold on, I'm grabbing another asset. Another asset to my healthy hair has been my pillowcase. This one is from My K Silk. I know, for months and months I was so stubborn and I refused to sleep on a real silk pillowcase. I slept on one that was satin, made of like some sort of polyester material, And if you are vegan, that is a really great option. But I will say that I noticed a big difference when I did go ahead and make the switch to silk. So every night, what I will do is I will put my hair up into a very loose bun with my Invisibobble, and I go to sleep on this silk pillowcase. And I find that putting my hair up at night helps prevent matting and tangling, and the silk doesn't cause the mats and tangles at the nape of my neck. It has made a big difference. All right, guys, that is it for this video. Please comment down below, what do you do to help prevent tangles? And has there been any particular product that your hair has just absolutely loved, that you have noticed has made a huge difference in decreasing the number of tangles that you deal with? I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye!